Hey guys, I'm back in and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the OnePlus 10T in my hand and I'm going to give you my honest review on this phone, which is super underrated and forgotten, and I have been using it for over 45 days. So OnePlus in general has always been known for delivering high quality phones at affordable price, and this one is no exception. It was initially released at $650. These days you can go on Amazon and get them for about $500, which is about half the price of what the high-end Galaxy S23 series is going for. The OnePlus design is super sleek and modern. It has a 6.7 Full HD AMOLED display and 120Hz refresh rate, making it a treat for the eyes if you have extreme attention to detail. It is the same size as the Google Pixel 7 Pro at a fraction of the price. Peak brightness, unfortunately, only comes in at about 727 nits compared to over 1300 plus on the S series. But for me personally, I can see it just fine in the sun. But you're looking at pure number, it is a little bit behind compared to the high-end flagship phones. OnePlus 10T is 5G capable, which is great news for all those who want to take advantage of the latest that their mobile networks have to offer. 5G is pretty standard in 2023. You can find 5G's phone under $200 and basically all the phones out there are 5G now. It is still not readily available, but at least you are future-proofing for when the technology will be fully available after they add more towers and everything like that. One of the biggest downsides of the OnePlus 10T is just its camera system. It features a 50 megapixel main camera. Even though it is a high number, it doesn't always necessarily produce the best photos. You can take pretty decent photos if you're willing to take your time and focus, be really patient with it. But for me personally, when I'm using this camera, I often get the message telling me to hold my phone still, and a lot of time my pictures do come out a little bit on the blurry side if you are a quick point and shoot person like me. It also have a 8 megapixel wide angle camera, 2 megapixel macro camera lens, which is pretty useless. I tried doing it a few times but was unable to produce good quality photos. They do have prompts to tell you to get closer to the object, I don't know, 2 centimeters away or something like that, but I never really know when I'm close enough, so I just give up and move on with my life. Video quality is pretty poor on this phone, I must admit. I do shoot videos of me walking around and I noticed that it is shakier compared to the Pixel 7 series. And when I'm in the middle of recording a video, I cannot zoom into the subject, which is odd. You're pretty much stuck at the current zoom. I do like some of the cool features they have, like the dual recording. The Pixel 7 does not have this, but the S series does. It allows you to use the main camera and the selfie camera at the same time if you do a lot of vlogging. But in general, I tried doing a few review videos of me recording myself, just like the way you're seeing right now, using the OnePlus 10T, but the quality did not come out that good. So I always revert back to my Galaxy S20 camera from 3 years ago, which I'm currently using today, and that one produced a much better quality video. And OnePlus didn't even put the Hasselblad branding on the OnePlus 10T, a partnership that they paid over $1 million for. So it just shows how much confidence and effort they'll really put onto the camera in this phone. So long story short, don't get this phone if you want a really good camera. And if you guys enjoy seeing videos like these, please take a moment to like and subscribe to see more in-depth review analysis. These 10-minute videos take a really long time to make, often 1 to 2 hours. Let me know if it's worth it for me to keep producing contents like these. And when it comes to performance, the OnePlus 10T is a powerhouse. It is equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chip, which is the same processor as the Galaxy Z Fold 4, which costs $1,800. And it is just a tad behind the newest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip that you see in OnePlus 11 and S23. Overall, gaming is a breeze on this phone. Never had any issues with overheating or anything like that compared to the Pixel 7 Pro, which did get a little warm. Comes with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage for the base model, where you can double that if you're willing to pay $50 to $100 more. I think the base model is more than enough for me. The only time when you need the super high storage is if you download a lot of games on your phone, or you take a lot of high quality photos and videos in 4K and 8K format. But regardless, the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 allows you to run multiple apps at once. If you're into that, you can pretty much play any games without any lag or stutter. For the most part, I think this phone is really solid about 95% of the time that I had it. The last week or so I did notice some lag and stutter as I was launching the camera or using certain apps. I mean, it's not a big deal. A quick clear app and restart the phone will solve the issue, but I think this is common with any phone. I've used iPhones in the past and managed to make it lag and stutter as well, even though they are known to be one of the most smoothest and most efficient operating system. The OnePlus 10T has a 4800 milliamp battery that can easily last you a full workday. I average about 11.5 hours of standby time. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, it will be dead by 5 p.m. And if you wake up later in the day, like at 9 a.m., then it will definitely last you to bedtime. I guess it all depends when you sleep. For screen on time, I average close to 5 hours. On peak days, I have reached 6.5 hours, and on slower days, I have gotten 3 hours. Just remember that screen on time is determined by how much time you're actually using your phone. If you're at work all day and barely touching your phone, you will have low screen on time, but have longer standby time. So it all depends on your usage style. OnePlus 10T is supported with 150 watt fast charging or 125 watt in the US, which is unheard of. You can quickly juice up your phone in a matter of minutes, and in less than 20 minutes, your phone will be 100%. So by 5 p.m., if you got to go out for dinner, just plug it in quickly, go change, come back, and you should be good to go for the rest of the evening. Design-wise, this phone is made of plastic. It does feel cheap, but on the other hand, it is more durable if you drop it without a case. I got the matted black color. It does feel slippery in the hand and lacks the premium feel compared to the Pixel series, which is made of glass. The curved back is pretty comfortable to hold, and I do prefer the flat screen in the front. For some reason, all these OEM designate curved screen as more premium and charge more money for it, which I understand. I guess curved glass is more expensive than flatter glass, but I would argue that the flatter screen has a better experience. In the early days when Samsung were experimenting with curved screen, there were a lot of accidental touches. These days, not as much, but the curve are so subtle on this phone, you don't really notice it. With the OnePlus 10T, for some reason, they took out the alert slider, which is not the end of the world for me. None of the other Android manufacturers really have it, so I didn't really find myself missing it that much. It's just odd that they left it out because it's been their identity since day one. I think the camera module on the back of this phone looks ugly. It leaves a lot to be desired in terms of design. Plus a personal preference, I guess. Even in the OnePlus 11, they did change the camera modules again. I think the 11 is even uglier, but that's neither here or there. All that matters is the inside of this phone is super powerful and efficient. It does not have wireless charging, but I would argue that you don't really need wireless charging and you will get more juice than wireless charging all day at work. It also lacks IP68 water resistant, which is okay. Splash proof is fine. You don't need to go swimming in a pool with it, so I don't think it's the end of the world. One of the most annoying part about this phone is the really slow software updates. I've had it for over 45 days and still running on Android 12 despite Android 13 being out for a while. It only offers 3 years of software support and 4 years of security updates. I'm not confident in these claims either, especially in the US on the T-Mobile version. It is not getting a lot of love in terms of software support. But at the end of the day, if you want a low price phone at about $500 with plenty of power, it is a solid choice if you do a lot of gaming and want a super fast charging speed to top it off. But on the other hand, if you want an extra year of software updates and security update, get the OnePlus 11, but you have to pay $200 more. If you want an overall better software experience and support, then get the Google Pixel 7 or the Pro. Overall, they offer fast software support. When I was using the Pixel, I was pretty much getting everything updated on a monthly basis and on time. Pixel series offer a way better camera. It lacks the pure power that OnePlus had to offer, but the overall phone is much more balanced. With the OnePlus T, I started doing daily videos on this phone, but it wasn't that popular, so I stopped towards the end. I'm expected to get my Galaxy S23 series later today, so stay tuned for day in life videos with those. Remember to turn on the notification bell. Let me know what phone you guys are using today, and if you plan to switch phones anytime soon. Please check out some of my short videos if you haven't already, and see you guys in the next video.